Hello beautiful people, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel Neptune Serenity, and welcome to this video. So as you can see from the title, today we're doing a pick-up pile and we are looking at what are the messages that your ancestors have for you at the moment, okay? And also this reading is timeless, so even if you're watching this sometimes in the future, you're watching it at the exact perfect time for you, because when it will find you will be the moment when you're meant to hear this, okay? So I have 6 piles for you today here, as you can see, and I pulled a spirit animal card for each of them. So as you know the drill, take what resonates, leave the rest, and let your intuition guide you to pick a pile. So you can take however much time you need to pick your pile. It's also okay if you're drawn to more than one pile. You can watch more than one as you wish. There's really no wrong way to do this. I'm going to show you a close-up of each of the cards, but right before that I just want to mention that I do private readings, both tarot and astrology, and I've opened them back up quite recently. I'm also doing special mini moon readings until the end of Cancer season, so until July 22nd, 2021. So, and at a quite low price. So if you're interested in knowing more about your moon sign, its house placement and aspects to other planets, as well as some oracle cards, messages from the moon, just go hit me up with my email or my Instagram, which are all linked below. Okay, but enough with that. I'm going to show you each of the piles that I have here. So for pile 1, we have the Fox Spirit, number 27. It says think on your feet. For pile number 2, we have the Flamingo Spirit, number 26, embrace the in-between. For pile number 3, we have the Koi Fish Spirit, number 36, there is always enough. For pile 4, we have number 33, Horse Spirit, freedom is yours. For pile 5, we have number 1 and Spirits, time to collaborate. And finally, for pile number 6, we have, last but not least, the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true, number 20. Alright, so take however much time you need to pick your pile. Pause the video now if you need more time. I also want to mention that this reading is truly for everyone. Like, you don't need to know who your ancestors are or to already be in contact with them to do this reading and for this reading to resonate with you, okay? And if you are, that's also really great. Alright, so I'm going to start off with pile 1. If you've picked a different pile, go get your timestamp in the description box or in the comments down below so that you can skip ahead to your reading, and I will see you there. Ciao, ciao. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who picked the Fox Spirit, number 27, think on your feet. Welcome. So as you know, we're doing messages from your ancestors today. Hope you're doing good, and as I mentioned at the end of the intro, this is a timeless reading, and also this reading is truly for everyone, regardless of whether or not you already know who your ancestors are or you're already in contact with them or whatever. If you are, that's great, but you don't have to be to do this reading or for this reading to resonate with you. All right, so I want to start off by actually reading the description in the little booklet for this Fox Spirit. So let's first start off by seeing what the Fox Spirit has to tell you. The fox could be an important animal for you, or maybe you've never been drawn to it before, now you are. But we'll see what it wants to tell you. And if I remember properly, when I first shuffled these cards, this one came out in reverse, so we're going to read the protection message. Are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Perhaps you are being too clever for your own good and playing games to protect yourself. Being dishonest with yourself or others can become isolating and create obstacles to true connection. Fox Spirit calls you to be attuned to what is happening within you and around you so that your quick thinking and creativity can lead you to better relationships and situations. You are called to use your Fox Spirit beneficially rather than in ways that keep you from experiencing what you want. Or perhaps right now you are realizing that a situation is trickier than it appears on the surface and you are afraid to make a move in case it turns out to be a mistake. Fox Spirit is here to remind you that when you are in alignment with the Great Spirit, the answers and solutions can come quickly and you can trust them. Don't overthink a situation in order to avoid the challenge of facing a difficult truth. Fox Spirit's creative nature will always be there to guide you and help you move quickly into better circumstances. Alright, so that is all very beautiful. Now these are some pre-shuffled oracle cards that we're going to look at afterwards. Let's now look into your pre-shuffled tarot cards, so the actual messages from your spirit guides. So let's see what's going on here. Your spirit guides. Did I just say messages from your spirit guides? Yes, of course I did. Because those are the kinds of readings that I do most of the time. I've never done a messages from your ancestors one. But typically your ancestors can very much be your spirit guides. But yeah, sorry about that. So let's see what we have. Also, a reminder that all the decks I'm using today will be listed in the description box down below in case you're curious. So we have the Two of Wands here, clarified by the Ten of Swords. We have the Hanged Man reverse, which makes him look upright, clarified by the Five of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Eight of Swords, so 2 8s, 88. Maybe the month of August, number 16 or 7. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I don't usually mention numbers like that, but anyway. Knight of Swords, clarified by the Six of Cups. Okay. So your ancestors do see that in the past you had to make a choice and that unfortunately it didn't go on so well, right? Because this was you after that choice that you made. And maybe you didn't realize it right away, but definitely sometimes afterwards you realize that you felt like you had made the wrong choice or taken the wrong direction, made the wrong decision, something like that. And this could have ended up in you, whichever direction you actually chose. Maybe it was an illusion, like you thought you were going after something or someone and they were deceiving you. It wasn't actually what it looked like. Or maybe you even got betrayed or hurt really badly by the situation, or it was just really overwhelming regret for not having picked the other direction that was suggested to you. Because I feel like your ancestors know that you don't have to be so angry at yourself for choosing this direction, because you had no way of seeing like the truth about this that you understand now. Because you truly felt like you had the world in the palm of your hands and you were so focused on your future and on something that you already had in mind, something that you had already thought out, that you could not see what was hiding behind you. You could not see that second option here. Do you see that? How the character is completely focused on one side and completely ignoring the other, but the two choices, they're there. Okay? So your ancestors don't want you to beat yourself up over this because, well, first of all, it's already happened. Second of all, like, they want you to remember that you made the best decision with the knowledge and understanding of the situation that you had at the time. And so you cannot be upset at yourself for this, okay? It's not your fault. Like, no one knows if, you know, if you feel like the situation that you did choose was all bad. We don't know if the situation you would have chosen otherwise would have been completely perfect. Like, probably not. So it's kind of, your ancestors are telling you, like, yes, we understand, like, you're really sad, you're really upset right now, but also please don't waste any more of your time just wallowing in this stuff. Like, allow the rebirth to happen, allow the new dawn to come up, and just remember that the worst, you've already been through the worst of it, okay? And just let the cycle close out so that you can move on to better and brighter things. Because the longer you just tell yourself, like, oh, like, my life sucks, I suck, blah, 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 the longer you tell yourself that, the longer you make that true. And so you could be moving on, but instead you're kind of self-pitying a little bit, and you know, your ancestors, of course they have compassion for you, of course they understand why you're doing that, but they're like, please, like, we're trying to guide you towards something else here so that you can be happier, so please take that chance and follow our signs. Okay, so, and I feel like, yeah, this is exactly the same message that I'm getting from the Hangman in reverse, because the Hangman upright talks about stillness, and so this is to me the opposite of stillness. And to me, I feel like there could have been really something, because, you know, we did say, like, when you chose this situation first, you really thought it was the right choice, quote on, if there was something as such, but then eventually you realize it wasn't, and maybe it kind of happened in like a eureka moment, like a really, like, something clicked in your mind, maybe it happened really quickly, you just kind of gained new spiritual insights, or you were able to to view the situation from a different perspective that made you understand things on a more holistic level. And this could have been triggered by a fight or a conflict of some sort. Maybe if you did choose, if this was about people, like choosing different people, whether romantic or platonic or whatever, or somewhere in between, sometimes it's not as clear as that, right? If it was about people, maybe you chose someone and then one day you were just kind of like fighting with them, having a big conflict with them, and then you kind of had a moment where you're like, oh my god, I bet you this would have never happened if I chose this other person. Why am I here? Or if this is about a situation, maybe you chose a new environment to be in. I'm hearing a job. So maybe you chose a new job where you were actually fighting a lot with your boss or your coworkers, or the environment itself was kind of really toxic and really aggressive. And you kind of realized at one point, like, you felt so out of place and you were like, why, what am I doing here? Like, this is not where I'm meant to be. Where do I even fit in here? I don't, like, this doesn't make sense. This is not right. And I do see that you've been wanting to make a change. You've been wanting to take action with this Eight of Wands in reverse, but you have been so scared to do that. And so your ancestors can see that you have let this fear just kind of paralyze you with this Eight of Swords, because Eight of Swords is the self-imprisonment of the mind, and so you could have a lot of anxieties, a lot of stress. You could be someone who like overthinks a lot, like you make up in your head all of these scenarios of like for example, whenever you get an idea, like an Eight of Wands idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this, like this change or this move or this action, your mind then is like, well, what if this happens, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then in your mind it becomes this like huge thing that just like scares you so much it just makes you freeze and you don't do anything. And the thing about, I know the imagery is kind of scary, but the thing about the Eight of Swords is it's about understanding that we are kind of doing this to ourselves. And so yes, taking accountability sucks, but it's also what can free us, because if we realize that we're the ones keeping ourselves imprisoned mentally and emotionally, that means that we can realize that we have the power to set ourselves free also. And you definitely have that power. Like, you don't have to search for someone or something to save you. Like, your ancestors are telling you, like, you have that power within yourself. You can do this. And we know that you can, and we want to help you and send you energy and send you help and send you love on that journey to do that. But you need to start believing yourself too. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it. It's really about, first of all, starting to believe that you can do this on your own, okay? And your ancestors are telling you that you need to express yourself about something. Like, you need to speak up about something, and this could be the kind of actions that you've been procrastinating or kind of not avoiding to do with these 8 cards here. But there's something that you need to talk about. You need to speak your truth, and or maybe you just need to speak up in general. I'm really getting, like, because this is a Swords suit, there's something that needs to be talked about. Maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had, and this could be with someone from your past, even perhaps maybe someone from your childhood, I'm hearing twin. So maybe you have a twin. Maybe this is some type of like twin flame situation. I don't know. Maybe it's someone that you've known in a past life, whether you know that or not. But it's someone I'm seeing who's very compassionate, who has an emotional side, who is very comforting to be around. Like when you're around them, you just feel very calm. And that's what you realize that you lost by not choosing them, if that was the person that you didn't choose. Okay, like look at the contrast of these cards. This is like what you realize now that you want, and this is what you initially chose, right? Okay, so you need to talk to someone is what I'm seeing. And I don't know if they would, like, I don't know if you are in contact with them at the moment or not. I don't know if they would talk to you first, but it's kind of useless for you to kind of think about, are they going to contact me? Are they going to contact me? You just need to do it. You just need to speak your truth and be like, hey, like, I'll just need to say this and we'll see what happens. Because you can't know. Even if you're thinking like, oh, what if I say this? What if I say that? Like, you can't know what's going to happen after that. So you can't predict that, okay? And so worrying about that is pointless. And I know that's easier said than done, but remember, your ancestors are helping you energetically through this, and you have the strength to do this already, okay? All right, now let's look at these oracle cards. With this card, I asked, what was the main thing that you need to focus on at the moment? We have number 14, Epona, wise leadership. Okay, very beautiful. So maybe you are in a leadership, I'm hearing you're in a leadership position at your job right now, and you're kind of, and that's not to call you out or anything, but I'm hearing that you're kind of like maybe slacking off a little bit because you're so caught up in your own life and all that, you know, all of this, maybe some other stuff too. And you know, and it's not like, oh my god, like you suck, like you need to do things completely different, but maybe just pay a little bit more attention, a little bit more energy towards that. This is also telling you that if you don't have that, like if you don't have a leadership position right now, you wish to have that, just act like a leader anyway. But not in an arrogant way, like not in a forceful way, but just display those qualities about yourself, and that's going to help the people above you kind of see that you have what it takes to be a leader or to be in a higher position, and that will help you out. Okay. And this, I also see this like connecting to this Knight of Swords, of like you just kind of needing to go up to someone or some people and just speak your truth, and because you're kind of leading the way with this Knight of Swords here, right? We did say that, and you would probably open the conversation, so I do also see that here. And with this card, it's funny because I felt pulled to take this deck for this reading, but I didn't understand why. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to ask with this reading, with this deck. And so I literally asked the deck, like, why are you here? And it showed me the card efforts. And so I understood, and I asked for each pile, in how long, in matters of time, and how long will your efforts pay off? Okay, so this could be your efforts connected to the leadership thing. This could be your efforts connected to this, whatever this means to you. When will your efforts pay off? Let's take a look. We have winter. Okay, so this could be, I know this is, I mean, if you're watching this at the moment that I'm publishing the video, and if you are in the northern hemisphere as well, winter is kind of far away, but this could be like a very progressive process. Like things not everything happens all at once. It's kind of like little by little. And so yeah, this could be this winter, next winter, whatever. Within, like when you'll get to winter, you'll already be there, something like that. But yeah, we just have winters. It's kind of vague, but we're gonna work with that, all right? And last but not least, we're gonna pull you some advice from your ancestors about this situation or whatever else that you need to know or hear about in your life right now. So Spirit, what is some advice for pile 1, please, from their ancestors? Okay, so we have ride the wave and see where it takes you. We have staying alive. And I'm hearing the song when I'm seeing this card, so I don't know if that song means anything to you. Maybe this is just a message to kind of just let loose and let yourself have fun every once in a while. Maybe you've been too serious, too overthinking about these things, only focused on work, stuff like that. We have make space for it. So if you're trying to have something new or someone new in your life and you're trying to manifest that, ask yourself, do you have space in your life for that right now? Because if you don't, that unfortunately cannot manifest. Okay, so you might need to take some steps to make space for that if you want that to happen. We have you are always shifting. Celebrate little things. Again, another card about celebration. And practice. I'm seeing like if this is about like a specific conversation for you, this situation, feel free to practice that conversation, even like out loud, like when you're alone or with people like close ones that you really trust. Like feel free to do that. Okay, so pile 1, that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please let me know by liking this video. Comment down below to let me know this was your pile, to let me know you were the little fox spirit. I was gonna say leave a fox emoji, but I'm not even sure if that's a thing. Leave a fox emoji if those exist. Otherwise, just let me know this was your pile. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this. It really helps me out and I would love to have you here. But if this reading did not resonate, that's okay. Feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello pile 2 and welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who picked the Flamingo spirit. Number 26, embrace the in-between. So welcome. Hope you're well. Obviously today we're doing messages from your ancestors. And as I mentioned at the end of the intro, this is for everyone, regardless of whether or not you already know who your ancestors are or whether or not you are already in contact with them, okay? If you are, that's perfect, that's amazing. But if you're not, that's also okay. It does not mean that this reading will not resonate with you or anything like that. Okay, so I actually want to start this reading by reading the definition of this card, the Flamingo spirit that you picked from the little booklet that came with the deck. So that's going to be the first message for you from your ancestors. Okay, so where are you? Okay. The Flamingo spirit. Balance comes easily to Flamingo spirit, who sees what was and what will be and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. You can be informed about what came before and plan for a future yet to be, but do not resist Flamingo Spirit's call to be fully present in the now, while the real magic happens. With one foot in the life you are moving away from and one in the future as you become the one who leads the life of your highest intentions, you must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Embrace the in-between. The presence of Flamingo Spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you and opportunities are beginning to present themselves. Remain here in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. You can trust this moment and yourself as you take in what you see and become aware of all that you are experiencing in this in-between time. Alright, so really beautiful message. You seem to be ongoing some big changes in your life and kind of not really like you can see that you're not the person you used to be anymore, but you're not just yet a completely new person. So this can feel kind of confusing or uncomfortable place to be in, but the key is really to kind of embrace it all, which is what this Flamingo Spirit card is telling all of you. Okay, so we're gonna put these aside for now. Let's look at the actual tarot and the actual messages from your spirit guides. Okay. So here we have the Five of Wands in reverse, and this says the Lord of Strife. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of the Thrones of Earth, and finally we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is the Lord of Material Work. Okay. So definitely with this Wands card here, I am seeing that in the past, the person you used to be is someone who was very fiery. And that is not a bad thing, but I think that you also were someone who could be sometimes a little bit aggressive, or someone who will kind of get fired up really quickly, which has it's good. Sometimes it can be really great to be really passionate about life, but sometimes you would kind of lose your temper at a moment where it was just not beneficial for you or for others in any way. So you could get potentially in fights or conflicts really easily in a way that you've realized now just did not serve you at all and was actually only taking your energy away from you. And I'm also seeing that maybe you've kind of hit a point in your life where you realize, like, if I just go after things whenever I want without planning anything, without having a bigger intention behind it, without acknowledging that sometimes you have to work hard and be patient for things to materialize, I'm not going to have anything worthwhile, is I think what you kind of realized for yourself. And I don't think that's like completely true that you would have nothing, but you know what I mean, okay, if you've realized this about yourself. And so I think that you've kind of left this Five of Wands energy behind, which is looks like Saturn and Leo to me. And now you're trying to enter and embody this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is a really, really beautiful energy, but it could be a completely new energy for you, something you're kind of not really used to. So Queen of Pentacles energy is very nurturing, very creative, kind of the greater creator, birth giver, and this can be literal as this can be like more metaphorical, like giving birth to new projects, like the Gaia card in the Goddess Power Oracle. I don't know why I'm saying that as if you knew it. Maybe you do. If you don't, feel free to look it up. But anyway, and so like you realize now that you want to take care of your coin, you want to take care of your resources, and you want to grow new ones as well, whatever that would look like for you. And I think that you're starting to realize that you want to give yourself more credit for the things that you already know and the things you're already successful at, and really put yourself out there and finally kind of advertise yourself as more of an expert, or someone who has more maturity, or someone who has more knowledge and experience. For some reason this is coming through, so this could be related to like your career or your vocation in some sort of way, that you realize you want to be more kind of a Queen of Pentacles kind of energy to attract the people that you need to you. And I am seeing that eventually, like, you would want to collaborate with other people. With this Three of Pentacles in reverse, you would really want that, and you would want to perhaps be a little more have a little more loose financially. Maybe you're kind of tight in your budget right now and you wish like that wasn't the case. And maybe you're thinking, I think that your ancestors see that you're putting in a lot of hard work to kind of redefine yourself and change your patterns, change your habits that were not serving you in the past, and they really, really love that. And you could be wondering, like, did they abandon me? Like, why am I not seeing results yet? It's like, what's going on? And there's nothing wrong going on, okay? They're still there, obviously. They're still supporting you, loving you, and wanting the best for you. It's just not the time right now just yet. You're still kind of grounding yourself and kind of, I'm seeing an image of like roots coming down in the earth and really like setting in strongly and being solid. And I think that you're still in that process, which is why your ancestors haven't given you everything that you want just yet, because they want you to be fully solid before you do, so that you can welcome it wholly. Okay, and so I do see more action in your career. I do see more, I heard adventures, opportunity, ventures, also more money coming in, and perhaps some collaboration with other people in the future, but that's just not there just yet. You still need to work on yourself and be focused on you. Okay, so your ancestors don't want you to kind of regret not being able to have the opportunities that you want at the moment, because that's just slowing down your process. And just focus on what you already have, focus on what you can create in the now, in the moment. Okay, beautiful. So let's look at the pre-shuffled oracle cards that we have. And with this Goddess Power card, I asked, what should you be focusing on the most right now? So let's see. We have number 5, Athena, knowledge. And I do want to say that number 5 is the number of change. And we have knowledge. So that is something I did mention, right? So focus on accumulating more knowledge, on sharing the knowledge you already have, on strengthening the knowledge that you already have, and everything will be fine. And also welcoming the transformation and the changes in your life of number 5, okay? And with this card, it's funny because I felt called to use this deck in this reading, and at first I didn't really understand why. And finally I got it. So when I pulled this card, I asked, in how long will your efforts pay off? And I didn't really know what that would mean for each pile, because I didn't know what the reading would be. But whatever that sentence means to you, when your efforts will pay off, is what this is about for you. Okay, so let's look. When will your efforts pay off, whether this is about this or something else in your life? December is when. Okay, so we have the month of December here. So this could be next December, this could be in December, or when you get to the month of September, oh my god, when you get to the month of December, you will have it already. Okay? All right. And so finally, to leave this reading, I want to pull some advice for you from your ancestors. Yeah. So what is some advice for pile 2, please? That is too much. No, thank you. Or you want to stay? Okay. Okay, so we have release here. So there could be something or someone that you need to release, or maybe just like the need to know everything, the need to understand everything, the need to control where things are going. Could be something that you need to release. I think that what I'm seeing is your ancestors really want you to just relax and sit back into this moment of change and just kind of like let it happen and nurture yourself through it, because that's what you're finding with this Queen of Pentacles energy is, yes, how to nurture others, but also how to nurture yourself. And so they do really want to see you do that as well. And you don't need to worry. They're gonna orchestrate the big changes, and you just need to sit back and enjoy. Okay, we have it's okay to feel feelings. So it's okay to perhaps grieve the person you used to be. It's okay to be unsure of this in-between mode. It's okay to maybe be a bit nervous about the future because it's uncertain, or any other kind of feelings that you could be struggling to accept within yourself right now. It's okay to feel them, okay? We have, and also I'm hearing they're just feelings. So, and not in a way that's like invalidating, but in a way where it's like they're not your truth, they're not your reality, they're not who you are. They're just how you're feeling right now, okay? And so you don't have to make them into something bigger than what they really are or what they really mean. We have cultivate stillness, and yes, exactly. That's kind of what I'm seeing. You don't need to do much right now. Just let the changes happen externally, and you will change internally as you kind of follow through that. And finally, we have listen quietly. So you could get information from your ancestors or your guides or the universe coming to you through, I'm hearing like your clairaudience, so you could be hearing things every once in a while, just like a song lyric, like especially if it's like a song that like you've like almost never listened to, or you haven't listened to it in like really long time. You get a random song lyric in your mind. This could be a message from spirit, and feel free to look up the lyrics of that full song if you want to in that moment. Can be just your intuition is trying to connect with you, so just try to, you know, cultivate stillness so that you can listen quietly, right? How it all ties in together. How beautiful. So pile 2, that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was insightful and that it resonated for you. If it did, please let me know by liking this video. Let me know in the comments that this was your pile. Subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this. I would love to have you here, and it really helps me out. If this didn't resonate, that's okay. It can happen. Feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for watching. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello beautiful people, and welcome to your reading. This is for pile 3 for those of you who picked the number 36, Koi Fish Spirit. Welcome. So today we're looking at what are the messages that your ancestors have for you. And as I mentioned in the intro, in case you didn't listen, this is for everyone regardless of what time you're watching this, or regardless of whether or not you're already in contact with your ancestors or not, okay? This will resonate, this should resonate with you just as much, even if you don't know who your ancestors are, you don't talk to them, all right? So I actually want to start this reading by reading the description of the Koi Fish Spirit from the booklet that came along with this deck. So that's going to be your first message from your ancestors. So let's see the Koi Fish Spirit has to say to you. The koi fish who grows big within a small pond reminds us that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state, so regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. The message of Koi Fish Spirit is to begin to generate wealth within, with deliberate intention, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity, so begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are, for Koi Fish Spirit wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect that truth. Alright, so that is a beautiful message. So this could be something that you are working on, or that you should be working on at the moment. All of these beliefs about money, about abundance, and creating abundance for yourself in your own life, starting within. Also 3 and 6 add up to 9, so number 9 could be significant for you. I'm hearing like September, you could be born in September, have something significant happen for you in September, or it will be. And maybe you're seeing like 999 a lot, something like that, okay? So if you are, that's just like double confirmation that this is your pile. So these cards we're going to look at a little bit later, but let's look at your tarot to see the actual message from your spirit ancestors, sorry. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands here, clarified by the Six of Swords, the Three of Swords clarified by the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Princess of Pentacles clarified by the Two of Wands. So this is quite interesting to me. You seem to be, I feel like you're mentally kind of spiraling around a little bit recently. Maybe you're kind of always, yeah, okay. You're going to be someone who overthinks decisions a lot. You could be like a Libra or have some Libra placements, or be a Venusian. If you're not, that's also fine. But you could be someone who struggles with making decisions in that way. And when we struggle to make decisions, it's because we're scared to make the wrong one, if there is such a thing even in the first place. We're scared to take a direction that maybe is not as good as the other one, even though there's no way for us to know that once we've made that choice. Okay, so I do feel like someone could have offered you something recently with the Ace of Wands, something that was very passionate, whether that was romantic, platonic, a job, a career, whatever it was. There was like some sort of project that was suggested to you and you actually turned it down with the Six of Swords, and that was actually really surprising for this person or for these people because they did not expect that from you. But I feel like you're kind of really reevaluating and questioning a lot of your own beliefs right now and your life situation and how you can create your own life and who you are and what you want to be, who you want to be, and how can you make that happen based on the choices that you're making today. And that's all very nice, it's all very beautiful, but are you letting all of that overthinking kind of cloud your judgment and therefore not letting you live in the present enough? That's something that you need to be careful of as well, okay? Which I'm not saying that you should have taken up that opportunity. I do see with the Mercury and Aquarius here, you know, Lord of Earned Success, that you did speak your truth, and even though that was unconventional, that was unexpected, you were empowered in that moment, and that is completely fine. Just because you were not what other people expected you to be does not mean that you were in the wrong or anything like that. It could have been something where you were offered like something that was not as good as you. Like for example, if there was a job, maybe you were offered like a really low salary and you were like, you know what, no, I deserve better than this, I'm not going to take it even though it looks really fun. And so people were surprised by that, but I think it's really just beneficial for you to not settle for any less than you deserve. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the choice that you made there. Okay, that was super weird. My heart started beating like so fast for no reason. What was that? I felt like, oh my god. It was started beating so fast, but not just in a way that's like, I don't know, like out of breath or something. It was like I felt it pulse almost. It was like uncomfortable. I was like, what is happening? I don't remember that ever happening to me. Okay, well, that was something. So maybe it was, although you did make that courageous choice, which came from the heart, maybe it was hard for you to do that. Maybe you were really nervous, but you still did it, and so that's really great. Okay, that was an interesting message there. Yeah, obviously. Oh my god, look at this card. Right, the Three of Swords here, we have the Saturn symbol here and the Libra symbol. And I promise you, I did not even see that when I was like, you may have difficulties making choices, blah, 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 Libra, blah, blah, blah. Because Saturn is all about discipline and hard work and patience and keeping ourselves in check and growing, even though it's uncomfortable and even though it's hard, right? It's about putting in the work to become something greater and better. And Saturn, when you have Saturn in Libra, that can be a big lesson for people, for example, who have that in their birth chart, to learn how to make decisions and how to be fair and all that stuff. And so this could be a big life lesson for you at the moment. Maybe you have the placement natally, maybe you don't. Either way, that's fine. But or Saturn like in the 7th house, I mean, no, it doesn't really, whatever. And so yeah, and I feel like maybe in the past you were kind of really impulsive with your decision making, and you kind of realized recently that that was not really serving you, right? Queen of Wands, Queen of the Thrones of Flame. But with this being in reverse, like you could be like you need to be careful not to fall into the other extreme of I'm never letting myself be spontaneous and therefore I'm overthinking everything. And that is not productive either, and that's not going to help you either, okay? And so I think that you need to acknowledge the fact that this is kind of a new territory for you, this way that you're functioning now, and therefore you don't really know what you're doing all the time, and honestly, that's fine. Like we have the Princess of Pentacles here, and so this is not a queen energy, but this is okay also. This is also worthy. This is also valid no matter your age or whatever, wherever you are in your life right now. You know, we have Princess of the Echoing Hills, and so you're kind of trying to find your path right now, and that's fine. You're kind of trying to find how can you deal with conflict? How can you deal with dilemmas? How can you deal with that sort of thing? And it's normal to take some time to figure that out. And so your ancestors are, you know, really supporting you throughout this process, and they see you. I know maybe you kind of feel stagnant, or you kind of feel like maybe you're kind of stuck in some power struggles sometimes, but sometimes you just need to let go. They're here even when you feel alone. You don't need to worry about that. And when you are in situations where you feel like you're trying to talk and have a dialogue with someone else, and they're being really stubborn, or they really don't want to give you anything of what you're asking about, or they're just really stagnant and it's really, really getting on your nerves, like you're having some sort of power struggle, that is a sign that you just need to kind of let go, and that is kind of out of your reach, and just let your ancestors and the universe do its thing, even if you don't really understand how or why right now, and just let it go, because it's just poisoning your energy and you do not want that. So just put your boundary and go. Okay? So interesting. So let's look at the pre-shuffled oracle cards that we have here. When I pulled this specific card, I asked what was the thing that you needed to focus on the most right now. We have Green Tara, Salvation. So I am getting like a sense of balance from this card, a sense of really calm and tranquility. The kind of yellow and green on the card also reminds me of like the solar plexus chakra and the heart chakra also. And so when you feel kind of lost and all of this thinking and all of this stuff, just bring back your energy to yourself. Just focus on cultivating self-love and good self-esteem and listening to your own emotions and welcoming them and accepting them, and everything will be okay, is what your ancestors are telling you. Now with this is also number 18. Maybe the 18th of a month is important for you. I don't know why. Maybe it's your birthday. Maybe it's your age. Maybe your age is a multiple of 18, like 36. And after that, I don't know because I can't count. But you'll know. Okay, also at around 18 years old, we have our nose return. that happens astrologically. What does that mean? That means that our north node and south node go back to the position that they were in when we were born for the first time. So that happens around every 18 years, and therefore it's around that time where we really kind of start to we have themes in our lives about the past and destiny that are really kind of being brought forward to our consciousness, and we're really being called to kind of think about who do I want to be, what is my purpose, what do I want to do with my life, things like that. Okay, now with this card I asked, when will your efforts pay off? And when I pulled those cards for each card in each pile in advance, I didn't really know what that would mean for each pile, but I just thought I felt that I needed to do this, so I thought like you'll know what that means for you. So when will your efforts pay off, whether this is about this or something else in your life? And we got a card that says spring. Okay, so in the spring or throughout the spring or within the next spring that happens, okay, whatever moment that you're watching this is when a lot of your efforts will pay off. Okay, and also this is perhaps not like a definite thing, so maybe those like there will be some like small milestones. It's not going to be like an all of nothing kind of thing, like you get nothing until next spring or whatever. Okay, so don't worry about that if that seems really far away. Now I want to get you some advice to close out the reading. What is some advice for pile 3, please? Advice for pile 3, please. Right, so we actually have 2 affirmations going on here. So those are affirmations that you can claim and use on your own if you wish to do that, as you wish. So we have, first of all, I am connected to the earth. So reminding yourself of your connection to nature and all living beings. We have, I have support. Even when you don't feel like you do, or even when you're not too sure where or how it's coming to you, you do have support. We have, be clear about what you want. And that's something really important when we want to manifest new things into our life. And finally, we have, make the best of it. Alright, so even if something is not completely what you want, a certain situation, whatever, maybe your current living situation, make the best of it, because it's not all bad, and so you'll cherish some memories, some things in the future when you won't be in the situation anymore, okay? So don't live in the future or in the past, live in the present also. Okay, pile 3, so that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was insightful, that it resonated with you. If it did, please let me know by liking this video. Comment down below to let me know this was your pile. Put a fish emoji to let me know this was your pile. Koi fish spirit gang. Subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed. I would love to have you here, and really helps me out. If this didn't resonate, that's okay. Feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello pile 4, and welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who picked this beautiful horse spirit number 33. Freedom is yours. So hello my free spirits. Welcome. So today we're doing the messages from your ancestors. So what do they want to tell you? And as I explained in the intro, but I'm going to repeat just in case you didn't listen to it, which is totally fine. I was not calling you out. This reading is for everyone, regardless of whether or not you already know who your ancestors are or whether or not you're already in contact with them. Okay, this reading should resonate for you just as much, despite of all of that. Okay, so if you start listening, you feel like it doesn't resonate, feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading, but it should resonate with you. Okay, so I want to start this reading by actually reading the description for the horse spirit in the booklet that came along with this deck. So that's going to be your first message from your ancestors. What does the horse spirit want you to know? And for some reason I'm being called to, I don't remember whether this came out reversed or not when I first pulled these, but I am being called to read the protection message. Okay, so are you feeling stuck? Has your spirit been broken by challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeking a clearing. What? I'm sorry. Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeing the clearing ahead where you can break free and run. Whatever your choices right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance of spirit. Horse spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls, and you will soon realize your power is greater than you think. Perhaps your frustration and feelings of being fenced in are the result of being too much on your high horse, unwilling to come down to earth and join the herd that wants to support you. Being in control and in charge can be overrated. It's time to loosen up, drop the reins, let go, and prance with others just for the fun of it. Okay, so interesting message. So I did say hello my free spirits, and maybe you don't feel that way just yet, or you feel like you are a free spirit in a not so free spirited world, but as we are seeing, you are creating your own reality. So we're going to set these two cards aside for now and go back to them later, and in the meantime we'll look at your tarot at the actual messages from your ancestors. Okay. So what do your ancestors want you to know? There is definitely that message here of learning to collaborate with people and teamwork and kind of just, I'm hearing the word rejoicing for some reason, I don't know why. I'm hearing learning to appreciate people company. So maybe you are kind of a loner and you like being alone and all that stuff, and that's perfectly fine, that's perfectly good. But also it would do you some good to actually spend time with people, even if you feel like you don't fully get along with them, or even if you feel like you're smarter than them, or even if you feel like they're not that interesting, whatever it is. I'm seeing that if you think that about sort of certain people in your life, you don't know them that well. So how do you know that? And even if they don't know as much as you on certain topics, does not mean that they're not interesting or that they have nothing to bring to you, and vice versa. Okay, and so I am seeing kind of like a little bit of this stubbornness that was talked about in the horse spirit here about being alone, and I feel like you're kind of a mindset of like with the Nine of Pentacles here. Yeah, I didn't even mention what the cards were. The Two of Swords in reverse, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Three of Pentacles, High Priestess, as you can see. So I am seeing a little bit of a stubbornness. You're kind of like, I'm gonna get it all on my own kind of mindset. And this could be because you faced adversity in your past where people were like, you will never be able to achieve your dreams, or you will never be able to do XYZ, when you were telling people about your ambitions, about your dreams, about your what you wanted to achieve in your life and who you wanted to be, and people really doubted you perhaps, and therefore you kind of became really defensive of other people, and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna go out there and slay everything and become the best and be so successful that you will regret it so much, and I'm gonna show it to you. And having that kind of attitude, it can definitely fire us up in the moment and help us motivate ourselves, but staying in that energy for too long, it can definitely be very detrimental in the long run. And so I'm seeing that because of this, you've kind of like isolated yourself from other people, and I don't think that you fully realize that. Yeah, I feel like, and I know that the past, what, year and a half with the world events, if you know what I mean, have not helped with that. But I feel like it's time for you to kind of start going out again and try to talk to people and make new friends, obviously following the health directions of your area, if we're still in that moment at the time that you were watching. But I feel like you kind of went, and we don't have the Hermit card here, but you kind of went into hermit mode a little bit, and you're like, you know what, no, I'm just focusing on me right now and doing my own stuff. And that was great for a moment, and now it's kind of like time to move on, because this is not meant for you anymore kind of energy is what your ancestors are telling you, okay? And so I think that your ancestors, they want you to make new friends. They want you to have a spark and have a conversation with people. Even if you're like, why would I talk to them? Just try it and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? That you're proven right and you just think like, oh, these people were boring, whatever, I'm going home. But there are so many other things that can happen. And I'm seeing like you could even like find people who are what's the word? They have a similar mindset to you, maybe they're in the same field as you, and therefore you kind of encourage each other a lot. Or even if they're not in the same field as you can make friends that like you are both really ambitious, and therefore you kind of both encourage yourselves to keep up with your work and to achieve your goals. And so that's gonna be a really, really fun friendship for you. And also having a friendship where you can have your work recognized is what I'm seeing here with the Three of Pentacles. And also, I think your ancestors want you to know that they're communicating with you already. I just heard in my, sorry, I laughed because I just heard in my mind, why are you watching this reading? I feel like your ancestors are literally like, why are you watching this reading right now? We've already told you this. We've already told you this. Why are you not listening? And so you could have been avoiding your intuition or any kind of psychic messages that have come to you, even like in your dreams, stuff like that. But like, I feel like intuitively you know these things that I'm already telling you. You already know that. And I feel like your ancestors are already giving you signs, trying to communicate with you, and maybe you're not so sure about that. Maybe you kind of think like, oh, it's nothing. No, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. It's definitely them. And yeah, if you want to talk to them, if you want to welcome them into your life a little bit more, they would be really, really happy to help guide you a little bit more. And it's not something to be afraid of. Like, they're your ancestors. Like, they love you and they really just want you to win and be the best version of yourself. And so if you want extra guidance, if you want your intuition to be heightened so that you can make the best decisions possible in your day-to-day life, welcoming in your ancestors, I'm hearing like making an altar for them could be something that you can do. I'm also hearing like flowers, and I'm seeing someone like watering flowers or plants for some reason. I don't know if you have those. I don't know if your ancestors want you to have those. I'm also seeing like a purple flower. I saw pink earlier. Whatever. There could be something like, if you've been wanting to buy flowers, go for it. Is also like a message from your ancestors if that resonates with you. But yeah, I'm seeing someone, if you're someone who's a little bit psychic, or you think that you would want to develop that side of yourself eventually, I'm seeing someone like read flower petals, which is something I've heard some people do. And so if you've been called to do that, if you just want to have fun and do that, feel free to do that. But yeah, I feel like you already are kind of psychic, even if you don't acknowledge it or fully understand it yet. And your ancestors have been sending you a lot of messages. And so you don't even need me to deliver that message to you, actually. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for these cards. Now, with this card, I asked, these are some pre-shuffled oracle cards I pulled for you. This card I asked, what is the thing that you should be most focused on right now? So we have number 43, Persephone in experience. That's really interesting. And I do think that, you know, with the Nine of Pentacles here, whatever kind of field you're in right now, whatever you're doing with your life or in your career right now, you've kind of reached a point where you're at like perhaps the highest level, or you've learned a lot, you have a lot of knowledge. And so of course, feeling like you know it all every once in a while, that's kind of justified. But also, since you've kind of reached that level, you need to challenge yourself in a new way. And so you need to get out of your comfort zone, and, you know, talking to new people is part of that. And perhaps take on new hobbies, learn about something new. Just, I'm seeing like the Fool. So taking on the Fool's journey and starting up a new cycle because you've kind of completed one already. Okay, and so for this card, what I asked was, when will your efforts pay off? And I know that's kind of vague, and I didn't know why I was being called to ask that and pull a card for each pile about that, but I just was, so I was like, okay. And so whatever that sentence means to you, when your efforts will pay off, is what this is about for you. Maybe this is about this, then maybe this is about something else in your life, but whatever it is, if you're wondering, when will my efforts pay off about something? It's about that. So let's see, when is it gonna be? We have 2 months, and this is actually the efforts card, so that's funny. We have 2 months here. So either in 2 months or within 2 months is when your efforts will pay off. So that's quite quickly, so good job, that's really great news. Okay, so you don't have to worry at all. And if you feel like things, like you're already working towards that, something that you want to manifest or something that what you want to happen, and you're like, I'm not really seeing results right now, I do see that things are taking place already at the moment. You just don't see them yet. Okay, so we're going to close out the reading with some advice for you from your ancestors. Holy Spirit, powerful ancestors, come through with some advice for them. Whoa, oh my gosh. Can you not? So, okay. Alright, there's a bunch that fell on the floor, which we will keep. And I feel like taking this one on the top here. Okay, that's really great. Oh my god, look at that. Look at the bottom. What did I say? Oh my gosh, begin again. I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly what you need to do. We have here, notice predictable rhythms. And notice if you've been stuck in kind of the same routine life that's been looking very, very similar in the past few weeks, months, or even the past year or years. I'm seeing 2 years specifically. Notice predictable rhythms. We have yes, you can. So yes, you can absolutely do whatever it is that you have on your mind. Yes, you can talk to new people. Yes, you can begin again. Whatever it is that you're kind of doubting yourself about, you can do it. And your ancestors really want you to know that. We have being yourself is sacred. And I'm seeing this could be about the friends thing, like making new friends thing. You could be someone who struggles kind of I'm seeing Saturn in the 11th house. Maybe you have that in your chart, or Saturn in Aquarius. If you have Saturn in Aquarius, you're probably going through your Saturn return at the moment. And so if you don't know what any of that means, just look up Saturn return and you're going to learn a lot of stuff that you need to know about. But maybe in the past you've had troubles making some friends, or you always felt like you couldn't be your authentic self around them, which is why at one point you were kind of like, you know, screw this, I'm just gonna be my own friend and spend time with myself. And now it's kind of like you're ready to go out there and be your authentic self with some new friends again. Okay, and finally we have see with eyes of love. So however that resonates for you. Okay, especially if when you're feeling critical or judgmental, either of yourself or others, just remember to see with eyes of love. Okay, so pile 4, that was your reading. I hope that this resonated. I hope that it was insightful, that you've enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by liking this video. Comment down below to let me know this was your pile with a horse emoji. Subscribe to my channel if you want to stick around. I would love to have you here, and there's a bunch of fun stuff happening here. If this reading did not resonate, that's okay. It can happen. Feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for joining me. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello pile 5, and welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who picked number 1, the Ant Spirit. Time to collaborate. So I hope you're doing well. Welcome. So today, as you know, we're doing messages from your ancestors, and this is my first time making this reading. I think I've already slipped up like 2 or 3 times and said messages from your spirit guides because I have done messages from your spirit guides readings on my channel, but it's my first time making specifically messages from your ancestors. But your ancestors can definitely be your spirit guides. But anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. I also mentioned in the intro, in case you didn't listen, that this reading is truly for everyone. Doesn't matter if you know who your ancestors are. Doesn't matter if you talk to them already, if you're already in contact with them. Even if you're not, this should resonate for you. Okay, and if you are, well, great, amazing. So I want to start this reading by actually reading the description for the Ant Spirit and the little booklet that comes along with this deck. So that is going to be your first message from your ancestors. So what does the Ant Spirit have to tell you? Time to collaborate. When Ant Spirit comes to visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality with others and with Spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. The other message Ant Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it, whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe, or requesting assistance from others who are there for you. Everything is working to support you right now. Alright, so that is a beautiful message. Whichever endeavors you're trying to manifest or you're currently working on, your ancestors are definitely right there supporting you along the way, and perhaps some people in your 3D life as well, okay? I'm also hearing that you have people in your life who kind of cheer you on privately or discreetly, so you don't know that they're cheering you on and that they want you to succeed and that they really want to support you, but they actually do. And so if you ever want to reach out, or if you ever need help, like if you ask for it, you will definitely have some people who will be very happy to help you out. Okay, so if you feel like you don't, that is an illusion. And of course you can always ask Spirit or your ancestors. Okay, so these 2 cards we're going to get to later on into the reading. Actually, let's start with the actual tarot. Oh, okay. Well, I have an uneven number of cards. Let's do it like this. All right, so here we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the King of Cups, Lovers reversed, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil in reversed. Okay. This is interesting because I feel like, and obviously it's not a coincidence the way I place the cards eventually, I feel like, I mean, some of you have or want to decide between two different people in your life, most likely romantic, which is really interesting. Maybe you've kind of tuned into this reading and be like, hopefully my ancestors can tell me, who should I pick? And it's not that they're going to tell you what to do, it's more that they're going to tell you about each person a bit more in depth so that you can have more information to make the best decision for yourself. Because I'm kind of seeing like this can be one person here with the Queen of Swords, and this can be the other person here with the King of Cups. And also remember, this is energy, not gender. And at the middle, we have this Two of Pentacles, which is someone kind of having a dilemma and trying to kind of balance things in their life, and they kind of can't seem to do that, or it's difficult for them to do that, and they feel like they have to make a choice. I also definitely feel like it's not as this choice, it's not as fatalistic as you feel it is. So of course, if this is romantic and you are monogamous, like you will have to choose one. But just because you choose one does not mean that you cannot keep the other as like a friend in your life or something like that. Okay, it does not mean that you will never be able to speak to them again or something like that. I don't think it's as black and white as that. And I think that it could be two people like courting you literally. Like both are trying to seduce you. And yeah. And I feel like I do feel like, of course, if they both want to be with you, like they want you to choose them, but I do think that they would most likely respect your choice. Okay. So I don't usually talk about zodiac signs when it comes to the cards, but I feel called to do that. So this King of Cups person could be a water sign, so Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And this Queen of Swords person could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I also heard Leo for some reason, so they could be a Leo. Maybe you've met them during Leo season, which is end of July and August, which will be coming soon. There is one person here with whom you may have more of a mental connection, the Queen of Swords person. Like they are really intellectual and you have really, really great conversations with them, and they're really, really fun. Maybe you can joke around with them, things like that. They're very smart, they're teaching a lot of things. Maybe they have like similar hobbies as you, or similar, like they've studied the same things as you did or something like that. You can have really like in-depth conversations with them about that, but there isn't necessarily a very emotional aspect to that. Well, on the other end, you kind of have the opposite with this King of Cups, someone who is very, I heard guarded, so they could be guarded, but they are very much more emotional. They kind of let their emotions drive their decisions in their life. They could be someone who listens to their intuition a lot, and so when they make a decision or they kind of trust their gut. I'm also hearing that like sometimes they tell you something and you're like, how do you know that? And they're just like, I know, I just know. And maybe you're like, what the hell does that even mean? But trust me, when intuitive people know, we just know sometimes, and it cannot be explained. But it's not because we want that to be the truth, it's because we truly feel that, and so we truly feel like that is the truth. Okay? And so I do see that right now you could be, yeah, oh my god, how did I not see that? because of the way like which cards are reversed and which cards are upright, I do think that right now you feel like this Queen of Swords person on the right here has more to offer. You're kind of, if you have to make a choice, you're kind of leaning towards them a little bit more right now. And look at this Pentacles card. You see, like the pentacle on the right is kind of like lure, and so I kind of feel like that's the one you're kind of leaning towards more literally here. And I do I want to tell you that I mean, your ancestors want to tell you, listen, don't come at me, I'm just a messenger. Your ancestors want you to know that this person does not have secure attachment style, which I'm not sure why that is coming through. If you don't know about attachment styles, please look that up. That is very interesting and really helpful in all interpersonal relationships. And this person does not, even though they could seem very secure within themselves and really, really confident, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they're talking their stuff. And they know what they're doing when it is of the intellectual realm. But I am seeing that they could be very unequipped when it comes to emotional stuff, which does not mean that they're toxic. I know the Devil card can be kind of scary, but I just think that you might not be able to have as much of an emotional connection. And if you have like things like struggles or conflicts or challenges, if you're in a relationship with them, they might, listen, I literally heard bail, so I usually try to be careful and don't want to be like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that with certainty. But that is what I heard. They might literally kind of run away and bail. So, okay, that is something. And I also feel like they're not hiding something. I don't think that it's like malicious, but I think they could have had like a really, really difficult childhood, or a past relationship that was really toxic and that really, really wounded them and changed them a lot. And I don't think that they're like intentionally lying to you about it and hiding it from you, but it's just like they've never ever talked about it. You probably don't know, or if you do, you don't know how much this has truly affected them, or you don't know what the actual events were taking, like what was actually going on there. But there's just something really dark about their past that they have not brought up, but it's affected who they are a lot today, which is does not automatically mean that they're toxic now, but it just means that you don't have the full picture right now. Like what they're offering you looks bright, looks shiny, looks really, really nice, and it is, but it's not the full story, basically, okay? Well, this King of Cups, on the other hand, I think that they're in love with you. I do think that they're in love with you. And maybe that is surprising for you. But yeah, I do think that they're really, really, yeah. Oh, I feel like they are so whipped, like much more than you think they are, much more than you realize. And you don't realize it because they don't talk about it and they don't show it purposefully. For some reason, like they're very like emotionally intelligent and intuitive, and they trust their gut to make their decisions, but also they're very closed off and guarded. And so this could be, if this person is a man or a masculine presenting person, this could be because, like, you know, the cultural conditioning that men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't be emotional, all that kind of BS stuff that society often teaches people. And so they could be like, they could understand and know their own emotions really well and process them really well when they're on their own, but it's never really something that they dare to talk about. It could be because of that. Because I feel like these two cards here, the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, they're such beautiful cards. Like, oh my god, like for these to come up in a love reading, like that is so gorgeous, especially together. But I just feel like, you know I put them upright right now, but I feel like this person has not expressed their love to you. Maybe you're not even sure how interested they are in you, and now I'm like, oh yeah, they're in love with you, and you're like, what? And I do think like they really, if they know that you have a choice to make, I think they're like almost desperate. They're like, they want you to choose them so badly, and I feel like they know that this other person, like, they look really amazing, and they look like this Queen of Swords, they look like everything you could have ever wanted. And it's not that they're thinking like, oh no, they're fake, blah blah, but there's this thinking like, hey, I could offer you so much. I could offer you so much. And you just don't see that right now, or I can't show that to you right now. And I kind of feel like their frustration, and that's kind of why I put these cards upright, to kind of help them bring this energy forward instead of keeping it inward like that. I feel like they really see a future with you. I'm hearing they've had a dream about you. Okay. They've had a dream about you that, yeah, they could think you're like their soulmate. Yeah, something super intense like that, super beautiful. And maybe you have not any idea, but they really love you. So that's really great. And I feel like I'm seeing, and I don't want to be like, I know this reading is kind of being like, don't choose them, but that's not what I want to do, and that's not what your ancestors want to do either. Like, as I said, your ancestors don't want to tell you what to do. They want to give you a fuller picture than what you can see with your 3D eyes. So I feel like this person is really confident, and that's really attractive to you, but they don't know everything, and they're kind of not always ready to acknowledge that. Whereas this person does not come across as confident because they know they don't know everything. And so I feel like they're like, I could offer you so much. I feel like both of these people think that, like, I could offer you the world, I could offer you so much. But the King of Cups is the one who acknowledges that they don't 100% know you yet, or that what their love language, for example, might not be your love language. And so they're the one here out of the two that acknowledges that they may have to change, they may have to adapt to you. The way that they show their love may not be the way that you prefer to receive it, right? The things about love languages, that sometimes you may have challenges, and sometimes you need to improve themselves and make efforts and challenge themselves, things like that. And I feel like this Queen of Swords person is not really thinking about that. But this King of Cups really does, because they see a lot of potential with you. And I feel like the Queen of Swords person is really, really focused on their present, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you were to ask each of those people, and they would give you an honest answer, if you were to ask them individually, like, do you see us having a long-term future? The Queen of Swords person would say, I don't know, because they're not that concerned about that, I think. But the King of Cups would say, yes, I do absolutely think so, and I would work for it to happen. Okay? All right. I do think that if you show this King of Cups person like affection or signs that you're interested, they really, really appreciate that, even if maybe sometimes they feel like they can't respond to that. Like, if you feel like you're trying to flirt with them sometimes and you don't seem to respond, it's not because they don't want to or because they haven't caught it. It's just because they're kind of like, oh my god, what do I do with this? Or like, they're kind of freaking out, okay? They could be the type of person who kind of gets really flustered and awkward with people that they really like, which is really cute. But I understand when you have a crush on them or when you're trying to date them, it can be a little bit frustrating because you don't know where you stand with them. But as we already said, like, they're really, really fond of you, like, truly. Okay, so now let's get to these oracle cards finally. This first oracle card here, when I pulled this one, I asked, what is the one thing that you should focus on the most right now? We have number 52, Yuki Onna, stillness. So you need to cultivate stillness into your life a little bit more, it seems like, right now. And so maybe you're on the move a lot, maybe you're kind of overthinking a lot of this situation, or being like, I need to make a choice now, I need to do it now, and you're kind of like making yourself freak out about this because of that. And it's kind of like, you don't need to do that. And I feel like if you're overthinking about these people, like, time will reveal it all. I also heard something about, I don't know why it's coming through, 3 months. Like, it was like some sort of like couples therapist on Instagram. I don't know why I follow them because I'm not even in a couple, but I saw someone on Instagram say that like 3 months is the longest someone can pretend to be someone they're not. And so, you know, for as long as 3 months, someone who is dishonest can pretend to be someone they're not and can pretend to be offering you something that they don't have and keep a certain persona up. But after 3 months, that's going to be too exhausting, or it's going to be too long. So eventually you will see who they truly are through the cracks. Okay, and so if you're still hesitating, it's okay to take your time. It's okay to take some time and to just allow things to unfold naturally instead of kind of trying to force it out yourself. And with this time to collaborate first and spirit card that we have here, feel free to ask for advice about this situation to your friends or even your family. I feel like you maybe haven't opened up about this to a bunch of people in your life because maybe you feel like if you're monogamous, maybe you feel like people would judge you for kind of having 2 different people around. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. And I feel like especially if people know love, like they will understand, like you can't really, like if you're interested in someone, if you like someone, like you can't control that. And I think that the people who know you and love you, like they know you're not doing it to screw these people around. Okay, now this card, it's funny because I didn't know why I felt pulled to pull these cards for each pile, because what I felt called to ask was, when will your efforts pay off? And so obviously, not doing this reading yet, I had no idea what this would mean to each pile, but whatever this sentence means to you, when will your efforts pay off, is what this is about for you, okay? So think about something that you're wondering, when will my efforts pay off? When will they pay off? In a month and a half. We have family business here. Interesting. Doesn't have to be related to you, but we have a month and a half. Okay, so whether this is about this or something else in your life, we have within a month and a half or in a month and a half, which is pretty quick actually. So that is actually good news for you. So that's really great. And I hope that's encouraging for you. Okay. And I want to close out this reading by pulling some advice for you from your ancestors. So what is some advice for you for pile 5 from their ancestors, please? Oh. Advice for pile 5, please. Anything else? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna stop here. Yeah, look at that. At the bottom of the deck, we have little by little. So that is quite similar message to what we've already gotten, right? So we have look to nature for healing. I'm seeing like a succulent for some reason, the plant. I don't know if you have that. Why am I hearing Clea? Did you name a succulent Clea? That would be so specific. Do you want to name a succulent Clea? I don't know why I'm hearing that, but yeah, maybe you have a succulent that's really healing for you. Maybe you want to get one. If so, this is your green light. Go get your succulent, babe. We have seek inspiration in unusual places. I'm hearing forest, which goes along to the nature. If you do already go to the forest, maybe go into a different forest. And finally, we have coming together with the yin-yang symbol. Alright, so pile 5, that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it resonated and that it was insightful. If it did resonate, please let me know by liking this video. Comment down below to let me know this was your pile and leave an ant emoji in the comments so I know this was your pile. If this reading did not resonate, feel free to pick a different pile or a different reading. If you did enjoy this, please feel free to join me on this channel, Neptunian Serenity, and stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you here, and really helps me out. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hello Pile 6 and welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who picked the Dolphin Spirit number 20. This and that are true. Welcome. So as you know, today we're looking at the messages from your ancestors, and I want to repeat what I said in the intro just in case you didn't listen, which is that this reading is truly for everyone at any time that you find this. This reading is timeless, so it will find you at the moment that you need to hear it and that you were meant to find it. And also it does not matter whether you already know who your ancestors are or if you're already in contact with them or not. This reading should resonate for you. Okay, without any further ado, let's just get into your reading. I want to start by reading the description for this Dolphin Spirit card from the booklet that came along with the deck. So that is going to be your first message from your ancestors. Okay, so Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Dolphin Spirit, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality. As the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is Dolphin Spirit both this and that. Two truths coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing too in the helpers that appear. Within clouds are silver linings. When we later reflect on what happened, we can see that a situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow. Focus on the positive, for light exists alongside the darkness. Dolphin Spirit calls for you to come up from below and enjoy a weightless moment in the sun as you dive in and out of this and then that, accepting and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join Dolphin Spirit in acknowledging and affirming the blessings present in this moment? In all areas of your life, there are aspects of both this and that. Today you can celebrate this fact and recognize the complexity and the beauty of the fabric of the universe. You are at a place right now where your past self is still present as you move toward the new self you are becoming. Aspects of both selves are present, so even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this between time. Today is not a day to choose one over another either, but rather to accept things as they are without judgment or resistance. Even in matters of the heart, duality is present. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. Okay, so talking a lot about duality here. So where in your life can you accept and embrace duality a bit more? And I don't know why I'm being called to talk about this, but currently, at the moment that I'm filming this, the North Node is in the sign of Gemini. And what that means, if you're not familiar with astrology, is that right now the North Node is all about our karma and our destiny and our life path and what we should be focused on in this lifetime and at the moment. And the sign of Gemini is a sign of duality, right? Because we have the twins representing the sign of Gemini. And so when the North Node is in Gemini, like right now, we are being called as a collective and as individuals to embrace duality in our lives, instead of trying to be really dogmatic and to follow one absolute truth, which is the opposite sign Sagittarius, which we're trying to leave behind. And so embracing the duality of life and embracing that this and that are true can actually be so freeing and can be the truth, the answer that we've been seeking for. Okay? So let's just get into the reading. Now, these oracle cards will be looked at a little bit later on into the reading. I first want to look at the actual tarot messages for you. So what is going on here for pile 6? I also, when I was shuffling your cards, I said Pisces by accident, so I don't know if you're a Pisces or if you have Pisces placements. You don't have to. But if you do, hey, that's fun. And you did get like the Dolphin, which is a sea creature, so that would make sense. Okay, so we have the Sun here, clarified by the 8 of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Wands, the Emperor reversed, the Magician reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Last Judgment reversed. Okay, so literally almost all of these are major arcana, which is really interesting, except the Knight of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Otherwise, they're all major arcana. And so what this is telling me, and they're all reversed except the Sun for the major arcana ones. And so what this is telling me is that there is a lot coming up ahead for you. I'm sorry, there was a noise. I thought it was someone at the door. Oh my gosh, why did I hear that after I said there's a lot coming for you? That is so creepy. Maybe there's literally people trying to knock at your door, whether literally or energetically. And yeah, as I say that, I'm seeing like someone like banging at a door. Okay, and that doesn't have to be in a creepy sense, but I feel like there's definitely messages and things that are trying to come into your life, and maybe you're not fully seeing them or acknowledging them or trying to accept that and welcome in that energy, and so they cannot pull through and come to you. Maybe that is just your ancestors. Who knows? Because of the Sun that we have here, you know, this is the Lord of the fire of the world, and clarified by the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which is Lord of Prudence. I feel like, okay, I feel like your ancestors want to tell you, yeah, they could definitely be the ones trying to bang at your door and get you this message, quickly. With this Knight of Wands, oh my god, Lord of Flame and Lightning, like they're like on this horse and they're like, we need to go to pile 6 and talk to them right now, quickly. I feel like right now you're actually in a good place in your life with the Sun card, or you have at least that part of your life where you are experiencing joy and happiness and connecting with your inner child and all that good stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there is something like, I'm seeing like a shadow. This is so weird. Where am I getting all of these images of like creepy things? That is something that never happens to me. And I never talk about things like, oh, there's a bad spirit trying to control you, blah, blah, blah. I don't talk about that stuff. Usually I don't really believe in it often either. But I feel like, and it doesn't have to be something like that for you, but I feel like there's something that you don't see coming that's really going to shake up your world, and your ancestors are trying to tell you about this, and you're not able to receive the message because you're kind of stubborn, is what I'm hearing. You could be someone who's stubborn about not changing, and so you could be kind of not really accepting this Dolphin energy of this and that are true. You're like, no, this is true, and that isn't true. And you could be kind of trying to resist change in your life. And I feel like if that is the case, you already know this. But you could be feeling like, hey, I'm in a good place. I worked so hard to get here. And why should it be taken away from me? And first of all, your ancestor wants you to know it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. And it's not about taking something good away from you. It was good for you. Maybe it still is partially, but not completely anymore. And you're ready for something else, for something different. And I feel like by resisting this change, by resisting this transformation, you are setting yourself up for a tower moment, which is not something fun, not something that we want to experience. And I don't want you to be scared. Like, I don't want to be doing tarot readings to scare people off, not at all. But I do sense like there's this sense of like urgency from your guides, from your ancestors for some reason. I don't know why. They're like, Yeah, you need to talk to them, okay? You need to you need to ask them about this. I'm also seeing like are you getting nightmares? Oh, this could be why. If you're getting nightmares, yeah, I'm seeing Pluto in the 12th house. Maybe you have that natally. If you don't have to in your astrology chart, but if you're someone who has a lot of nightmares, or recently you've been having nightmares, or one nightmare in particular that was really creepy, that was a message. And again, I don't feel like it's some sort of like, oh, like a dark entity will come and try to possess you. Like, I'm trying to word this in a way that's like does not scare you off, because that's not the purpose of this reading, and I don't think you're in actual danger in any way, but there's just stuff that you need to understand and realize that you don't want to talk about. It could be just stuff like shadow work, stuff in your own subconscious. You could be sabotaging your own situation in the future if you don't change your ways without realizing it, is something that is coming through. I'm seeing someone getting stabbed in the back. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And with the Lord of Prudence in reverse here underneath the Sun card, I feel like right now you've been in a good place for a while now. You've been in a place where you could relax, and that was all great and all, but you've kind of relaxed too much and you've let your guard down, and there could be some sort of snake person. I don't usually use that term, but there could be some sort of snake person who kind of got into your circle, or who kind of got into your space, and they're not supposed to be there because they don't want the best for you. They don't mean well for you, and you should get them out of your life, but you're kind of not seeing that right now because you're too focused on just enjoying the good things. So you're not being careful enough. Yeah, exactly. I'm hearing this person could want to like steal from you, like financially, like steal money from you. That is so random. A jewelry? Why am I seeing a jewelry? Something about jewelry. Did they like borrow jewelry from you and kind of low-key never gave it to you back? That sentence did not make sense, but you know what I mean? Or they are like too interested in your jewelries when you wear them? Okay, that is a weird message, but sure. And I feel like you've kind of, perhaps you are someone who is very spiritual and very evolved and very advanced, like you've done some shadow work, like you've done some stuff to heal yourself, and you know a lot about things. And so like you've come to a place in your life with the Sun card where you can appreciate that and acknowledge that and really kind of rejoice in the own happiness that you've created for yourself. And again, that's all great and all, but you don't know everything either. And I feel like there's kind of a small part of you that kind of started believing that eventually, that you did know everything. And your guides and your ancestors are not angry at you for that. Like, they don't exist as human beings in the 3D world. They don't have an ego anymore, right? And so they don't care about those things. Like, they want to remind you that this is all about co-creation. Like, yes, you are creating your life, but they're helping you do so. And so it's not like an individual work. They're not creating your life for you. You're not 100% creating your own life completely on your own. You're both collaborating, or at least you should be. And you could have kind of shut them out without realizing it, because you kind of felt like you knew everything that you needed to know and you were okay on your own. But now they're kind of like, hey, we need to talk to you. Come on, listen up, okay? And maybe even like you didn't know what you expect when you clicked on this reading, or you were like, oh, I haven't gotten a reading like this for a long time, or I haven't talked to my ancestors in a long time, and they're like, I know, hey, we're here. Talk to us, please stop ignoring us. And I feel like I'm seeing like pots breaking, or like glasses breaking. I don't know if you're clumsy or you've been clumsier than usual recently. I feel like those are some sort of signs that your ancestors are sending you. I'm seeing like a specific like little pot that you may have broken, or that kind of like quote on broke on its own in your house, or at a random moment that caught your attention. That was definitely your ancestors trying to catch your attention. They're kind of desperate right now because they're like, they're not gonna listen to us, are they? I'm just gonna try everything and be this knight of fire, being this lord of flame and lightning. But yes, there's definitely someone kind of toxic or unhealthy for you in your circle, with the magician reversed, the devil reversed. They just, it's not that like they're a cruel, evil person, but they're just such low vibration. They live through trauma bonds with people and just things that have nothing to do with you and should have nothing to do with you. And so you should not allow them close to you. And with the magician reverse, there's a sense of trickery that they're trying to do here. And I feel like your ancestors want to talk to you because they want to avoid you going through this last judgment moment here that we have. The spirit of primal fire with the Uranus symbol here. And so if you kind of don't do anything about this, you don't talk to your ancestors, this could be what happens, is some sort of like weird unexpected moment, some kind of like, not necessarily like a tower moment where you feel like everything is falling apart in your life, but there's just like something big that happens to you that's just not meant to happen for you, and you don't have to go through it kind of feeling. Hopefully that makes sense for you. And so they want to have your back. They want you to get the best things possible, and they're like, right now, the path that you're taking on right now, you're not seeing it, but it's not leading you where you want to be. And so please help us like take you back to the right path for you, to the best path for you, okay? They just really have your best interest in mind. And they don't want you to get screwed over or anything like that. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing in these cards. Let's get into your oracle cards. So the first card, when I pulled this card, I asked, what is the one thing that you should be focusing on the most right now? So let's see what it is. We have Ariane rod, number 3, time. So there is something about timing or a time. I'm seeing you could be seeing like repeating numbers, and like the time is literal. You could be seeing like, I don't know, 222, 333, 1111 a lot, things like that, 555. I'm also seeing like 1818 if you use that time system. You could be seeing threes a lot. You could be seeing, yeah, exactly. You could be seeing repeating numbers in the time, and you're kind of like dismissing it. You're like, no, this doesn't mean anything. But your ancestors are like, damn it, when are they gonna listen to us? We're gonna try everything. So definitely, if you see like a repeating time, or even like if you just, it's not a repeating number, like it's a random number, but you're like, why, I see this one all the time. Look it up, or ask your ancestors within yourself, what does that mean for you? Okay, or look up like the numerology meaning of those numbers. Also, everything comes in due time is something that I'm hearing. And I don't know why, but I'm being called to encourage you to look up the myth of this goddess. I'm not sure why, because I barely remember what it is. I know I looked it up once. But, yeah, feel free to do that if you feel called to. I can't really tell you much about that right now because I forgot. And it's not in the booklet that comes with that. It's something else. But, yeah, look that up. Look her up. This card here is about your efforts. And I know that's really vague. And that was for me also when I pulled these cards for each pile. But I just felt called to pull a card for each pile where I asked, when will your efforts pay off? And so whatever that sentence means to you, when will your efforts pay off? This is about that for you. Okay, so if there's something in your life you're wondering about, when is it going to unfold for me? When will things move forward? When will I get what I want? This is about this. Okay, so let's find out, when will your efforts pay off? November. Quite clearly is the answer that we have. So in November, in the next November, throughout November, until November, or when you get to November, you'll get it. There's also number 11 here, so 1111 could be a sign of that. Maybe something important for you has happened or will happen on November 11th. Okay, so let's finally close out this reading with some advice from your ancestors. So can we please tune into pile 6 ancestors one last time? What is some advice that they have for pile 6? What is some advice from pile 6 ancestors to them? Okay. So at the bottom of the deck we have begin again, and at the top we have when you least expect. Here we have don't take it all too seriously. So perhaps you need to kind of tap into playfulness again at the moment. We have it's not a competition. So there could be some kind of mindset change that needs to happen here. We have you already are, which obviously whenever I pull this, I have no idea what it means for you, but it's always makes me smile because it's a beautiful message. And finally, we have let it flow, let it grow. And I feel like this kind of ties into the time message here. Let it flow, let it grow. And whatever is meant to happen will happen in due time. All right, so that is a beautiful note to close on. Pile 6, that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated, that it was insightful. If you did like it, please let me know by liking this video. Comment down below, let me know that you enjoyed this and that this was your pile. Comment down below a dolphin emoji. Is that even a thing? Yeah, it is. Comment down below the dolphin emoji. Let me know this was your pile. I would love to know. Subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this. Neptune and Serenity, I would love to have you here. I'm sure that we would both have a great time, and I would love for you to stick around. If this reading did not resonate, that's okay. Let it go and feel free to pick a different pile or even a different reading as you wish. Either way, I'm going to wish you an amazing rest of your day or night. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I love you so much, and so do your ancestors. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.